I'm Robrad78.
And I'm Fidget 1185.
And welcome to our Couples Therapy.
Welcome back to Couples Therapy, where we talk about this, that, and the other thing.
Today we have an array of subjects from spiders to special boudoir things, breaking a record in that department, and talking about shapes in the form of chips. Being very vague because I don't want to spoil any of the subjects too much. But we got some cool subjects for you guys today. And like I said, we're working on a formula of how we're doing this. So now we're just kind of, we found some crazy news and we want to share it with you guys. Of course, of this recording, it is what, the 14th? Yes. And 14th of January. So these may be 2 weeks old to you guys of news, and you may have heard of them already. But as of recording, they were more new.
They were new to us.
More recent. All right. Fidget is currently going through seasonal allergies, basically.
Or just a really
bad
a cold
sinus infection or something.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna do the reading this time. Bigger and more venomous species of funneled web spiders discovered in Australia.
Nope.
And as you can see, it is like a 3.54 inch. So, a pretty big spider. It says a larger and more venomous spider of one of the world's deadliest spiders has been confirmed by Australian scientists. Nicknamed Big Boy, it can grow up to 9 centimeters, 3.54 inches, compared to a 5 centimeter, 1.97 inch for the more common Sydney funnel web. Sponsored by Monopoly Go, apparently. This particular spider is a lot larger. Its venomous glands are a lot larger, and the fangs are a lot longer, said spider expert Kane Christensen. Sydney funnel webs are known for their fast-acting and highly toxic venom, but luckily the same anti-venom is effective on bites from the new species. Mr. Christensen first discovered Big Boy in the early 2000s near Newcastle, 105 miles, 170 kilometers, north of Sydney, and it's been officially named Atrax Christensen in his honor.
Yeah, no, thank you. Australia, you can keep all of them nasty big spiders and big bugs.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that Australia is just trying to kill everybody. What there doesn't try to kill Australians. And some of my favorite YouTube content creators are from Australia, especially the Fortnite ones. I think they do the best work in Australia than even here in the U.S. people. You got the Laser Beam, the Loser Fruit, and Lachlan. I think they're hilarious.
But yes, being as I am not overly fond of the arachnid variety, yeah, no, as I said, Australia, you can keep them big bugs to yourself.
I think it's fair to say we will not be going to Australia anytime in the near future, or possibly ever.
I don't know, but good God, what do they feed their bugs?
I don't know.
Oh wait, they eat humans. No, I'm kidding.
Their bugs feed them. That's how dominant they are. They're like, what do you guys want to eat? We'll help you.
Right.
But yeah, just thought that was crazy. A big spider. Australia, they found an even bigger one and more venomous than the one that they had before. Lovely. 3.5 inches. That's crazy.
I mean, that's nothing to shake a stick at. Or maybe you might want to shake a stick at it.
Not my stick. That's all 3.5 inches.
Stop it.
All right. Sorry. I hate when I do this on the phones. Okay. This one is about Scotty Scheffler. Freak Christmas dinner injury forces world best golfer to undergo surgery.
Okay, just by hearing that title, you're like, what could happen? Like,
Freak Christmas dinner.
injury,
Are they
like,
getting free? No, I just
only thing I can really think of, like, getting stabbed with, like, a fork or
right.
something, or...
Like,
Anyways, carry on.
let's see. World's best golfer. That's a big title to have. The world's best golfer has suffered a freak injury while cooking Christmas dinner, forcing him to undergo surgery. Scotty Scheffler sustained a punctured wound after cutting the palm of his right hand on broken glass. So in a way, he got stabbed. Which, that sucks because when you're a golfer, your hands are like one of your main tools, you know? The world #1 required surgery as small glass fragments remain in the palm after the accident. The injury has forced him out of the first tournament of the season, next week's The Century in Hawaii. But the 28-year-old has been told he will recover in 3 to 4 weeks, and he hopes to be back in action at the American Express tournament in California on January 16th. So, by the time this comes out, he should be back in action. We hope you the best, Scotty Scheffler, and sorry that freak dinner thing happened, but
Here's to a speedy recovery.
yeah,
buddy.
here's to a speedy recovery. And yeah, speaking of Christmas, I thought this was also go with it. Figured since it's still January, we're still on the cusp of holidays cheer. Santa Tracker, the slip-up that started a 70-year-old festive tradition. It all began with a child's accidental phone call to the secret U.S. Air Force number. The rest is Christmas history. What a title.
Oh, snap.
In early December 1955, the phone rang at an air base in Colorado Springs. The officer on the watch floor of the Continental Air Defense Command, CONAD, who were defending the skies above the U.S. and Canada, stiffened. The Cold War was a full swing and tensions were running high. The command's director of operations, Colonel Harry Shope, answered the call. On the other end was a child's voice asking, "Is this Santa Claus?" According to the colonel's daughter, Terry Von Kuren, now 75, her father initially thought it was a prank and replied, "I'm the commander of the Combat Alert Center. Who's this?" In response, the child started crying and asked if he was one of Santa's helpers.
Mm-hmm.
The colonel then decided to play along, replying that he was indeed Santa Claus and mustering a convincing "ho, ho, ho." This surprise call started to the nearly 70-year-old tradition of the Santa Tracker, which allows children around the world to track the whereabouts of Father Christmas via live stream and a phone line answered by volunteers. So that's how that started.
I think that's a cute tradition.
Yeah. It is now run by CONAD's successor, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD. So if you're listening to this near your kids, maybe step away because it's kind of spoiling some stuff. But how did a child seemingly get the phone number of colonel in the U.S. Air Force? Oh, colonel. The American department store Sears had printed the advert in a local newspaper telling children they could call Santa, Terry explains. They had printed one digit wrong in the phone number, and it was Dad's top secret number.
Oh.
So, they got it because of an American department store getting a wrong number. So, I thought that was a sweet story, I think, and you can read more about it. Obviously, all of these stories we're talking about will be in the links down below. And yeah, I just thought, what a heartwarming story. And if you're ever wondering how we got to the point where we can call a helper line for Santa Claus and stuff happened about, 70 years ago. 70 is a big number, and we'll be coming back to that number later as well. And this next subject, it has nothing to do with Christmas. This one we'll probably have a big conversation about, because I have a lot of opinions on this, and I imagine Fidget will have some opinionated stuff in this as well. So, I heard this from Cam Nuggets. He did a video recently about this lady. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to look up the article so we could discuss it on here as well. So shout out to him for helping me come up with the idea. But we're also going to discuss it our way as well. So the title here is The Woman Who Slept with 1,057 Men in a Day Shares Logistics Behind the World Record. First off, title alone. For me, before I even get into this, it's like, where are the morals in today's society? And isn't this a step behind womanhood? Aren't we going backwards, not forward? What do you think, Fidget?
Yeah, I could kind of see it that way.
I mean, to me, this sounds like someone that's going to be worn out more than an old baseball glove. It's just, I don't know why you would want to do this. First off, whoever was 1,057, I feel sorry for you, because you got sloppy seconds. But what do you mean I get to go last? Did they pull strings? Did they have like a DMV poll number call or whatever?
Or draw straw.
How was the
whoever gets the shortest one.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of sticks. Apparently, so was that. But did she rate every guy, like Yelp review?
Or did they Yelp review her?
Right. Things that this story will not tell us. We have a lot of weird questions about. But it happened in the UK. Bonnie Blue claims she managed to have relations, because we're on YouTube, so we're not going to say that word. Hence why in the title it will be asterisked. But relations with 1,057 men in 12 hours, apparently beating previous record holder Lisa Sparks, who slept with 919 men in a day in 2004. Why is this something that people want to beat? Can we just let it go? And I seen before and after pictures of her. So she's like 25. And then afterwards, she looked like she was about 40. So Bonnie Blue has spoken out about the logistics behind sleeping with 1,000 men in a day, as she claims to have broken the world record. Controversial adult star, I'll say, has left people utterly perplexed with her extreme stunt, just days after fellow OF's creator Lily Phillips said she was in training to hit the same milestone. So it's obviously an OF thing. And
training,
yeah, apparently she was prepping for it. This girl just went out and handed flyers or something. I don't know. How do you? Yeah, that's a good
my
point.
question.
How do you train?
I mean,
stick her in, I guess. I don't. So much.
So many.
YouTube is not gonna like this video.
So many unanswered questions.
But it's going out anyways, because we love you guys. But yeah, so many questions. Some of them we don't want the answers to, but we're still gonna question it. All right, I skipped a little here. Bonnie claims she managed to have relations with 1,057 men in 12 hours. Just in 12 hours. Can we do the calculations on that real quick? I'm gonna use a calculator here real quick. Oh yeah, she's got it pre-saved. Here, I got it. 1,057 divided by 12. So that's 80.083 repeating in an hour. 88. 88.083 repeating in an hour. First off, I'm no woman, but even I could say things are going to get dry down there. So did they raid the warehouse at where P. Diddy's baby oil was? Is that how they?
You don't want to use baby oil.
I don't know.
I mean, speaking as a woman.
Well, they had to do something.
Maybe she had invested in like the Astroglide or something.
Maybe. Is that her sponsor? I don't know. Is this sponsored by Red Bull? Most extreme sports? I don't know. Red Bull, don't hate us. We'll take a sponsor any day. Only kid. But not about the sponsor. But yeah, like, as a woman, you, not me, I went like this, as a woman, you, wouldn't things be pretty dry down there by the time you got around? Like, I feel like even like one person could make it.
Well,
I know I make them dry. No, I'm just kidding.
At the beginning, like before you started get going, I guess, with this endeavor, it depends on how ready and excited you are, because that plays a big difference. That plays a role in it. But I could see maybe after just like 1 or 2, maybe 3, like,
right?
Hold on. And staying hydrated helps too. So
I was gonna make a joke. I was like, I wonder what was the most for a man in a day, but like most guys are like, I'm 1 and then I'm ready to go to bed. So I guarantee ours is significantly lower. I've heard stories about guys that did things inappropriate, handled their biz on the solo, like so much that they gave themselves a heart attack or something.
Yeah, I've heard something.
Yeah, and they weren't anywhere near 1,000.
Where it was like so many in a row.
So it's like calm down. But the shocking revelation. Oh, this is a revelation, guys. Comes after Bonnie Sparks' controversy last year for bragging about having relations with barely legal teens. Oof. During her schoolies and fresher campaigns. And she targets consenting students to film relation videos and adult videos for her page. So not only does this lady, she pretty much sleeps with whatever will come her way. And I saw some other stuff about it as well. She was like telling people like, this is the time that you leave your wife so you can do this or whatever too. So like she was getting people to leave their wives and stuff like that.
That's horrible. That says a lot about her, and then that says a lot about the guy. If
I'm just saying, only in the UK. Let's not bring it here.
But I'm just saying, like, that says a lot about both.
No, it does. It does. It says, I think, more about him than it does her. In a way. Like, she already, like, because, like, for her, it's no risk. She's not losing anything out of it. Also, I don't know how things work there, but diseases in the U.S. are like 1 in every, 5 or so or something like that. I don't think it's that much, but still, there's a lot to be had. It's just there's a lot to put in, but me personally, I think there's no morals left in that. You lose all sight. She pretty much ruined her future because, who's going to want to settle down with someone like that ever? And, it's just like I said, women worked so hard to get to where they are in today's society and to do something like this is just taking all that credibility and all that effort that the four mothers, instead of four fathers, the four mothers put together and built for this. Like, here, for instance, people fought for the right to vote. They fought for the right to get jobs and whatnot.
Right.
And then we do stuff like this, and you know, it questions the mentality of and the morality of all of this. You know, it really ruins it. And I'm not saying lose faith in the fellow lady. I'm just saying we should not be condoning this kind of actions, because it's just not right for society. And I don't know where in her life that she felt that this is where she needed to take the turn to do this kind of stuff. But I personally think that, first off, OF is never the answer. But I just don't think that the world didn't need this. And I don't think that she definitely took a wrong turn somewhere.
I mean, with the whole OF thing, you know, you do you. But to me, it's almost like she's bragging. Like, look what I did in a span of 12 hours. And in my opinion, I'm like, that's kind of gross.
Not kind of.
It is gross.
And it's like, it's not even worth bragging.
I mean, like, was your life so bad that you had to turn
right? And how is her mental health and her well-being actually? Like, all behind camera and stuff, she's gonna act like this is, but like clearly there's something going on. And that's for her. And the lady that had the record before said that she does not want anyone to ever try to do this record again because it's so bad for your mental health and whatnot.
And I would imagine it not being the best for the downstairs region either.
I imagine that burns like fire. I think I know why this girl is on fire, where that song originated from now.
Well, and it's funny that we're talking about this because before, like, I saw a video.
Oh boy. I'm just kidding.
No, in regards to her and, like, of this girl we're talking about, and, like, she's like, yeah, I can walk. Like, I don't need a wheelchair.
Yeah,
it's just like
she's very sassy, and she's very high-strung, I think. Like, she thinks she's better than...
And it's like it was like a heavy day's work, and it's like, what?
Yeah, there's a screw loose there or something, for sure. I just think people need to stop doing this kind of stuff. And personally, you know, first you get people like, you know, Haley Welch, the Hawk Tuah girl, which is getting attention for something because she was referring to how to do fellatio, basically. And
but all of that's coming bitter in the butt.
It is, and it's well deserved, and it's good. But I just don't think we should give these people the attention that they want. So personally, this is all they get, and this will be the only conversation we have of this subject. Yeah, if another subject comes up, of course we'll talk about it. And we always want to put a morality check on today's society. And right now we're at an all-time low. And we need to see more powerful women out there, like Oprah and all them.
Right, but notice, though, with this girl, you know, she's cute. Like, she's not bad looking. And look at, what was her name? Haley. You know, she's all right looking, and that's what gives them the attention. They get attention from all these men because they're so hot. Da 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 da.
Well, it's time that we look beneath the skin and find people for who they really are. And these kind of people, they have an ugly, ugly inside. So, with that said, let's go to a brighter side and let's take this weird conversation and this attention-grabbing conversation and let's move it to something that we should actually care about. The best Reese's candy isn't even the original peanut butter cup. So Reese's is my favorite chocolate, my favorite candy. Is it pretty high regard for you?
I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's up there.
Yeah. So this article is saying that the original Reese's isn't even the best one. It's not even the highest selling one. The humble Reese's. One of the most popular candy brands in the United States. Reese's is known for its delicious chocolate and peanut butter mixtures. That's my favorite part about it. Namely, its classic peanut butter cup. However, when it comes to the best Reese's candy out there, our pick is a little out of left field. Reese's Sticks, an almost distant cousin of the Nutty Buddy. Reese's Sticks are the perfect marriage of chocolate, peanut butter, and crunch. Sounds like a pretzel thing, maybe. In an extensive taste test of 15 different varieties of Reese's candies, first off, I'm right here.
Right?
Call anytime. My number is B. My number will be in the link down below.
No, it won't.
No, it won't. But anyways, so 15 different varieties of Reese's candy. I wish I was there. Tasting table ranked Reese's Sticks as a superior choice in terms of flavor and texture. These delicious fan favorites are slim, stick-shaped, and candy bars that feature They feature layers of crispy wafer and smooth peanut butter coated in a peanut butter coated in a delicate. That's why I was saying it wrong. Let me restart this. Crispy wafer, smooth peanut butter coated in a keep saying delect. Coated in a delicate layer of milk chocolate. They're light and multi-textual, and they don't crumble in the mouth as one would expect. They do look like they would crumble in the mouth. I've always seen these, and I never tried one. Yeah, they do look like a Nutty Buddy. If you ever had a Nutty Buddy.
Nutter butter, like the peanut?
No, not Nutter Butter, Nutty Buddy. Like the Little Debbie's cakes. So, all of its, what the, just freaked out on me for no reason. All of it creates an experience that sets these bad boys apart from their cup-shaped ancestors. First off, for me, the original will always win. I'm not big on wafer, but honestly, even a Nutty Buddy, that's my least favorite part. But I do want to try one now. Not sponsored,
I do
but
like the Nutty
but
Buddy,
I do love some Reese's, and if they ever want to bring some cash our way, we'll do it.
I don't think I've ever seen those in stores, or maybe I haven't. I just not really paid much attention.
They've been introduced in 1998. Reese's Sticks have become a stalwart of the brand. I always see them at Casey's. I always see them at our local gas stations, Walmarts and stuff, but I've never seen anyone pick one up. The wafer really allows the signature Reese's peanut butter taste to shine while tempering its richness. They're not as overwhelming as the brand's caramel big cup or chocolate lava big cups, and their packaging helps with portion control if that's what you're looking for. Yeah, I will say the caramel one, it is a little too much, too rich for me.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes with these kind of things, like they try and do too much. Like
Yeah.
coming out with like all of these like different. I know with Reese's they tried it, or not tried, but they did like one with like potato chips in it.
I love that one.
But you know, I don't know. I just feel like with things like that and some like other things, it's like I feel like they're doing too much. You know, like there's nothing wrong with the original.
No. I personally, I mean, I'll try the stick, and maybe we'll do it here on video sometime. But I'm going to say, personally, I think the original is better. In my opinion. Now, whoever the taste test people were, that doesn't necessarily speak for the rest of the world. I don't know how they test something and just assume, oh, that's how the world works, because they just found the right 10 or 100 people that prefer that over this. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's the actual fact. But let us know down below. Do you prefer Reese's Sticks over regular Reese's? Or have you even had them? And does this make you hungry for a Reese's? If you made it this far, just shout out some Reese's, your favorite Reese's. We're going to move on to the next subject. We got 2 more subjects to go. So, Lay's potato chips is bringing its most requested flavor to the U.S. for the first time ever. Oh, snap. Over the years, Lay's has released flavor after beloved chipped flavor. To keep its fans happy, some become permanent staples, like the spicy kettle cooked Cajun spice chips that launched this fall, while others only grace our grocery store shelves for a limited time. We're thinking of you, Nashville hot chicken chips. That sounds not very good.
No.
And never arrived at all. That's because some Lay's chips are only released in other countries, making the hunt for new flavors all the more thrilling or frustrating, depending on how you look at it. Well, there's good news for Lay's flavor seekers. The hunt for an international fan favorite is over. What's more, it's a flavor U.S. fans have been begging for years, but one that has only been available north of the border in Canada until now. You can put down your petitions and stop starting Reddit threads because the wait is finally over. Lay's is bringing all dressed chips to the U.S. for the first time ever. All dressed chips, so they're savory, tangy, and sweet. Canadian snackers have been enjoying Lay's all dressed chips for years, and now, for the first time ever, Americans will get to do the same. So, Lay's is bringing one of their all-time Canadian favorites here to the U.S. Can't wait to try them. Again, maybe when we get the Reese's Sticks, we'll get these too. And we'll just be like this video is associated with episode number 19 of the pod. So stay tuned for the mukbang that we do from this, because we have a lot of fun topics of food here today. And the last topic that we got to talk about is also about chips.
Well, do you feel like... I feel like since they're bringing this from Canada, like they should bring ones like from Japan, like the more kind of like obscure flavors.
Yeah, I agree, because they got some crazy flavors in Japan. Their Kit Kats are for crazy flavors too.
One excuse me, one that I like is, I don't know if it's necessarily from Japan, but it's green tea.
Oh yeah. I love me some green tea.
Tea sounds good right now.
Yep. So, the last subject we have to talk about is Dorito fans baffled as brand plots to change the iconic shape. So I mentioned 70 years earlier. And Doritos fans baffled as brand plots to change the iconic shape of its chip after 70 years. So first off, Doritos, I didn't even know have been around for 70 years. That's crazy. I thought they were newer when I was younger or something, but I didn't realize that they were discovered in Disneyland.
Really?
Yeah, I was looking up facts about it, and it says Doritos is planning a new shape for its iconic triangle chips. A cryptic Instagram post from the brand on Saturday night hinted at a shift from a triangle to square chips. And we've looked at these square chips, and they don't look very delectable. They look like a Cheez-It, but they look like a Cheez-It that's been like wiped with a booty.
And they're huge compared to the
Yeah.
triangle.
So the whole thing about the triangle was you could dip it in your salsa, and now you can't even. That big sucker ain't fitting in that salsa jar. You're gonna be like.
Yeah, you're gonna inadvertently chip it into the shape of a triangle.
Yeah, and then you'd be like, well, this is what I wanted anyways. But they're exploring new shapes. In the UK, so the Doritos UK was the ones that posted it. And the account featuring an image of a square Dorito with the slogan, "The shape of things to come." Fans were quick to react. One joked, "April 1st already?" While another pleaded, "Don't mess with my triangle." A third added, "Doritos without a triangle. Doritos without a triangle, it isn't a Doritos." Those are fair and valid points.
I agree with the person that, don't change the shape.
Yeah.
Or however they worded it.
I didn't think that this would really matter because half the Doritos that I get aren't even triangle. They're like folded over and, they have the potential to be a triangle, but they never stayed stiff enough. But Doritos' spokesperson said the news isn't ready to be shared quite yet, but great to know how much interest there is in the shape of our chips. As you've now seen, square Doritos are something we're exploring and will reveal more officially later this month. The company also shared photos showcasing prototypes the team has been working on. One featured a graphic showing the ideal size of the new square chip, with each side measuring 65 millimeters, or 2.56 inches. So that's a big chip. Each side that way. So it's basically 2.56 inches squared. But that is roughly the same size as each edge on the triangle. So they're doing the same edges, they're just not doing the effort to cut out the angles anymore. So then they have a picture here of the graph. Over the years, Doritos has been introduced to flavors and even tweaked recipes in the UK last year to reduce fat and salt for a healthier snack. See, I wouldn't mind trying that.
But the way I see it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, what's wrong with the triangle?
They became the first tortilla chip sold nationally in the U.S. in 1966 and led to a string of copycats. I was trying to find that. Oh, here it is. In fact, that shape that has been stapled since the chips were accidentally created at Disneyland in California in the early 1960s. I figured they were made in California because they always do stuff with Taco Bell, and that was also made in California. So I figured that was probably why they collabed, was because they're originated from the same area. But that's pretty cool. Fun fact. But yeah, a lot of cool facts today. I thought we'd share the stories with you. Doritos going into squares. Personally, I don't think it will make me boycott them. I know people at work, when I told them this news, were joking and saying, I'm going to boycott it. I'm not going to eat Doritos ever again. And then there's people saying that they don't really eat chips anyways. But I don't know. I would try them, but I feel like they're going to be too big. What happened to the good old days where you could just put one chip in your mouth? This thing is going to be like stretching your mouth. I don't know. I stick with what works, I guess.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think. Do you want to see them squared, or do you want to see triangles, or do you want to see a world where we have the option to have a squared one, but also the triangles? Because like you got Tostita scoops and you got Tostitos regulars. Maybe this is an option to have best of both worlds. Then you could have ones with mixed. I don't know. It's not a big enough news to be like, oh, shut her down to me. But it's at the same time, it's like, wow, you've been doing this for 70 years, and what makes you want to just, are you guys just tired of like cutting out the triangle? We're tired of doing all the work. Or maybe you can't hire enough people to do the right work.
I don't know, it just makes me sad.
Yep.
You know, grow up eating triangles.
Now kids are going to be growing up eating squares.
I hope not. Like, I hope, okay, like if they do come out with it, I hope, I'll give it a try. But low key, kind of hoping like it don't work out and then they decide to go back to the triangle.
Well, like the Huey Lewis in the news saying, hip to be square. Hip to be square. You ever heard that song?
Yes.
So
Have you?
I actually listened to it today because while we were talking about this, the same coworker that helped us come up with the idea in a previous episode when we talked about Lady Marion and AI. He's the one that also helped me come up with the title for this one. But so props to you. You know who you are. And yeah, that person. But yeah, they told me, oh, you have to listen to that song. It was popular in the 80s. And so then I listened to it today on break. Got it stuck in my head while I was working. I was like, ah, crap. Catchy song. I put it on my work playlist, which is public here. So you guys can always listen to the songs that I listen to.
Or don't.
I figured it's like, yeah.
No pressure.
Big pressure.
No pressure.
Do it.
Or don't.
Do.
Do or do not.
Do.
No.
Do or do. There is try.
Anyways.
But yes, it's on my main page, the playlist. You guys want to try it sometime, feel free. So, any more things we want to talk about before we get into our last reveal of the day?
No, I say we get into it.
All right. It doesn't say new on it, but they're new to us. We have a new Sunkist for us. It's raspberry and blood orange. We have not tried it. We put them in some shots over here earlier, but we're going to try it now.
I love how on the back where it gives you all the nutrition facts, it literally says contains no juice.
Nice. So it's not even juice. So it's blood orange and raspberry. Raspberry and blood orange. Wow. I'm not going to lie. Tastes pretty good. Tastes a little medicine-y. But it takes a while to get the flavor because all you taste is the carbonation right away. But that's like typical with Sunkist. But it's a Dr. Pepper brand. What do you say? Would you recommend this to someone?
Right now, I'm probably not the best person to ask about this because I do have a little bit of a sinus thing going on right now. But
yeah. That's why this episode I've tried to do more of the heavy lifting today.
It is good. From what I can taste, I mean, I do have a cough drop in my mouth, so that's kind of negating a little bit of the flavor.
So even I tasted medicine in it. Now you're really tasting medicine.
So we're going to take out the cough drop.
Even when you take out a cough drop, you still have that cough drop tongue. That doesn't go away for like an hour or so.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not getting much of anything but carbonation.
Yeah, it comes a little bit after the carbonation, but it's not bad.
I mean, I wouldn't mind trying it again when I'm not all stuffed up.
I enjoyed the aftertaste, but at first all you get is that really heavy carbonation. Yeah, it's a nice sweet taste right at the end. If you see it in your local gas station or stores and you feel like giving it a try, it's not bad. Yeah, recommend it. Raspberry blood orange. I would try it.
I mean, I definitely do like raspberry, like flavored.
I like blood.
I like raspberry tea is high up on my list.
What really is a blood orange? Is it an orange that's bleeding?
Oh, let's
Do we have time to look it up?
real quick.
How does one orange become blood? And do we need to get a suture for it?
Helps if I-
We need a medic. Blood orange. Alright, while she's doing that, I'm going to down this. So bottoms to you guys. Tops to me. I don't know how that goes.
So it says blood oranges are a sweet citrus fruit known for their crimson flesh and vibrant color. They are a variety of orange and are also known as raspberry oranges.
So literally it's kind of redundant here with the raspberry blood orange. Because if they're known as raspberry oranges, then why do you even need to put raspberry blood orange? Couldn't you just do blood orange and that would be the same basically?
Yeah, but I mean,
People like us that don't know the difference, I guess. Well, so are they like associated because they're like fermented near raspberries or something?
no,
They look cool.
their flavor is complex, sweet, tart, and juicy with hints of raspberry and floral notes. God, it sounds like it's a wine with hints
I'm
of...
sure they do put it in wines. I bet they do. Let me know if you guys have ever had a blood orange. This is the first time that obviously I've heard of a blood orange, but I don't think I've ever tried one. I think I wouldn't mind trying one sometime. Sounds delightful.
So, blood oranges are a natural mutation of the sweet orange, which is likely a hybrid of the tangerine and pomelo.
Nice. We emptied this guy out, by the way.
So,
Crystal Skull. Been wanting to empty this for years. I've had this bottle probably like 3 years before I even knew Fidget. So.
oof.
But yeah. So there you guys have it. I think that's an episode for us. It's been about a 48-minute mark. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Good episode?
I think so.
Well, this has been Couples Therapy. Hope you've been therapized. Is that a thing?
Well, it is now.
All right. You know how we end this. We end it this way. Everybody, much love. And up here a little bit, down here a little bit, to the side, to the side. Peace.